What lengths would you go to protect your family, to save your very existence? With so much unknown out there, the mysteries of space, the unlimited void. Why is it humans fear so much of the known here on Earth? Night 30 of 31 Days of Horror. We watched The Color Out of Space. This movie is hands down a masterclass in terror, horror, suspense, everything. Richard Stanley, if you don't know who Richard Stanley is, he is the guy that tried to make Island of Dr. Moreau, and it was stolen from him. If you haven't seen that documentary, it's a fucking phenomenal documentary. Color Out of Space is Richard Stanley's basic return to filmmaking. He did a phenomenal fucking job. From the very beginning of Color Out of Space, this movie has an ominous tone. The score is beautiful and light, and yet there seems to be a underlying, almost infrasound that does nothing but breed unease and unsettling. The family that we're introduced to are all quirky and unique. The daughter is what appears to be a Wiccan. The son is a stoner. The mom is just recovering from cancer. The young kid, although they never specify, it seems like he has some sort of autistic thing going. And then the dad is Nick Cage, which Nick Cage actually plays a surprisingly low-key father at the beginning of this movie, and gets decidedly weirder and more Nick Cage as the movie goes along. But within the first probably 20 minutes, even with all of the bickering in the family, you can tell that they actually care for each other and they actually love each other. And so you start to relate with them. So kudos to all the actors. Their exceptional performances are what pull this movie together and make it so absolutely terrifying. It's not long before everything gets jump-started. Again, you get about 20 minutes worth of movie of introduction, and then the Color Out of Space descends on their farm, and everything begins to fall apart. With amazing sound design, beautifully colored visuals, and grotesquely intense imagery, the color expands and encompasses all. The youngest child seems to be the first one afflicted as it lands, almost immediately. And he gets drawn to the well, where he claims he can hear something talking, and he refers to them as his friends. The color seems to affect everyone in the family differently, as well as animals and just the life on the farm. Everything seems to be affected differently by the color. This is 100% a slow burn, suspenseful body horror thriller. If ever there was a slow burn body horror, this is the pinnacle of that horror category, hands down. Based off of a H.P. Lovecraft book, is quite possibly the best representation of Lovecraftian horror that I've ever seen put to film. Richard Stanley does such an excellent job giving you just enough of the horror that your mind runs with it. And that's exactly what Lovecraftian horror is supposed to do. The gore, the body horror, the utter madness. It creeps up and then bam, it's there. And it's like, fuck. Intense. The word intense doesn't cut it for this movie. This is the absolute epitome of intensity. The combinations of sound design and visuals and the atmospheric tone create an ambience that's foreboding and suspenseful, and it just builds and builds until you are completely faced with the utter destruction of what you thought the world was. All of the actors' performances make us relate to them and hope for them, and as the terror of the unknown builds and builds, you feel that hope isn't going to come out, that you're not going to get a good ending. And that's fucking phenomenal. I love movies that make you feel something. And when you hope that they're going to get out, that they're going to fucking survive it, it makes it even better when that hope isn't realized. I can completely see this movie annoying or disappointing some people the first time they watch it. What with so much happening and so little to grasp onto, what the hell is going on is a constant that you will ask as you watch the movie. And before you get an answer, the next what the hell is going on moment pops up. And it's just one after the other after the other. And The Color Out of Space, it's not there to explain itself. It's there to consume. By the time the family realizes that something is completely wrong, it's far too late for any of them. The horror has taken them. The terror is in them. The color has encompassed them. For its atmospheric tone, its foreboding feel, the disturbing, intense imagery, the slow burn that many would consider boring, but you feel for the family and experience their dread as they experience it. The sound design is phenomenal, and the gore and body horror we get is epic. Even in the limited amount that's given to us, it makes us think more of what the fuck's going on. So for all of that, I have to give this 4 out of 5 burritos. I want to give it 5 out of 5, but 5 out of 5 is almost unreachable. There's only been one on the list so far that got 5 out of 5. So this is truly a dark, disturbing, unequaled horror tale. It's demented. It's, I don't know, it's beautiful in its terror. I hope the dam water that covers this place will be very deep. But even then, I won't drink it. The Killer Out of Space is a movie that is deeply effective in what it's trying to do. Richard Stanley created a perfect film version of what Lovecraftian horror is supposed to be. Color Out of Space is one hell of a trip. I definitely recommend it. It is not a easygoing horror movie. It is fucking intense and perfect. Abso-fucking-lutely perfect. So yeah, that was night 30 of 31 Days of Horror. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow, see what we finish with. Later.